Yo, welcome back to the BST4 channel. Witness, what's going on? What is happening? You know what's happening. I'm about to cut this goddamn thing out. When in doubt, cut it out. And I have a lot of doubt because this piece right here is separated. This little tiny piece is separate, and this here. So it's 3 pieces. And man, I just cut that thing right on the seam. This wasn't tack welded. I mean, it was tack welded. So luckily I did that. Everything else underneath here was not finalized anyway. So that's cool. But first, before I do that, I need to grind off at least this much here. I said here before, but now I'm gonna go up around here, and then to bare metal, so that part can probably flex back, maybe. If not, that's cool. But we're gonna try to attempt something, or I may just leave it and just do something totally different. So let me sit with this for a few seconds. As I grind here, I'll be thinking of what to do. Running out of material, so this is all that I got. I was gonna cut it out, and I was thinking about it for a little bit. I was like, nah, don't do that. Try to work around it as much as you can. If not, I gotta cut the whole panel out. But I'm trying not to cut the panel out. That's what it is. Got that block of wood over there. This contour feels good. You gotta go back and forth. Now you gotta rub this up like a stripper now. You gotta rub it up. You know what I mean? You gotta feel the contour of that thing. Then you kind of match it on the other side. See, how it feels. You know what I mean? All this is good. Over here is still suspect. You know what I mean? But it had a high spot here anyway because of what I've done. And this has to keep going in, you know what I mean? So this part has to get right. And getting right means go into the C-clamp and bend it into shape. Standard BST material. C-clamp, vise, and a hammer. That's what I use, and that's how I get down with it. So all right, this is what we came up with. Now this took me a minute. This may look like it was a couple of seconds. I sat on this for a minute and really tried to finesse it. I even measured a little bit. Give me props on measuring, god dang it. I even used a sheet screw because that's the part right over there that's rusty. And what I need to start doing is cutting inside here. I make an angle cut with the grinder right there, and then I cut there, and then I tack weld it. Then I cut again here, and then I tack weld it. Cut out that weld there, keep going, and then I tack weld it. Then, you know, so forth and so on all the way out. I'll let you guys see the ending result of that. So we start here, spot welding, spot welding, spot welding. You know, I skipped a couple of seams. I already grinded out already, so I'm just finishing it up, just spot welding it up, man. That's it. All right, I cut out there, made there. Then I stop there, and then I add another little piece there. So there's 3 pieces all together. Everything has to be down. It's a lot. If you kind of look at it, you probably can't tell with all the light and compared to the other side. You see that? It's getting there. It's a lot better than what it was. You know, a lot better than what it was. That's what was needed. There. Before it went like that, you know, and I couldn't have that. So we went back and we got it correct. Now, got to finish sanding up some stuff, and then we're gonna get to it. All right, first thing I got to was I had to put more body filler in, and once I did that, then I could kind of see what was what. And I seen a lot of high spots and low spots, so I had to go back, sand it, and then finalize it a little bit, and then get to work on sanding. Now, when you're using this sanding palm sander type thing here, it's rough because you're only working with a little bit of surface area, so that you only got to work in a small area at a time, but you got to keep it moving and everything like that. And it's kind of really important to spray the spray paint on there, because now you know what side is high and low, and you get a little feel for it, and it works out pretty well on small areas. But if you were doing like a hood or something like that, you're kind of screwed. So it's best on little areas like this. It'll work really well. And then right after that, when you finish sanding, you just start to use some spray paint and just spray paint it up, and you can kind of see what's going on and everything, and it looks kind of good. So I'm just rolling with it, man. I'm just gonna spray this whole thing black and then step back and really check it all out, man, and soak it all in. All right, brothers, that is the finished product, man. Look at it. It's not that bad. It's about 90% accurate. I mean, this is as close as that I can get it with a palm sander. Didn't do that bad, but it's not that great, but it ain't that bad. But when you go on this side, you see it, right? And then we go back on the other side. Yo, the thing is close, man. It really is close. And then on top of it, I put the rims on. These are the rims that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using a black set in the rear, and then in the front I'm going to be using a silver lip. I don't know what color I'm going to be using yet. Probably a darker gray on it. I don't know yet. We don't know, but I'm going to be working with that. And then here I started playing around with this. I don't know what I was doing, and I just said, hey, I had some extra material lying around, some gorilla hair and some other stuff, and I started just wiping it on there, and it came out pretty good. And then, you know, I messed with that a little bit and got that nice. And sometimes when you don't have no money, you be like, you know what, let me figure out a better way so I don't have to spend that much money. And that's the best route in most cases, man. And it worked out pretty daggone good, man. So for everything that I was doing, I got a little bit of body work done. I even did a little bit up top there. I didn't even finish sanding that off and everything, but everything is looking good, man. But with these wheels, I had a little issue of clearance over there with those things, you know, the things that hold the leaf springs together and stuff like that. They were rubbing, and I'm still gonna put spacers on them because they're a little bit too close for me. If you kind of look at it from over here, they're just, you know, just a little bit too close for me. But all in all, man, this is looking good, man. And also too, I want to tell my boy Austin, man, thank you for the support, man. You put the battery in my back to basically go back here and get this done, because when you supported the channel, regardless of how much you spent, you went out your way to even click a button to support the channel, man. And I really do thank you for your donation towards the channel, man. That's why your name has been right here throughout the video in little parts. Just a reminder that, yo, man, I really do appreciate what you have done. Supported me and support my ideology of doing this build and more builds, man. So, man, thank you guys for watching this episode of Build Something TV, man. Hope you guys were enlightened in some kind of way. I was enlightened. Next video will be about what happened to the Maverick. If you're Brazilian, you hook up these cars here, but man, in America, they really don't do them like that. You know what I mean? They love that Mustang. And it's just a shame how that is, man. I mean, it's just a Mustang. There's so many other Ford cars out there, and I think that's why the Ford as a brand doesn't really gravitate to people like that, because we just stay stuck in that realm of, okay, if you think Ford muscle car, you think Mustang. That is it. You think Ford truck, you think Ford truck. You should. But I mean, they have so many other things. They got the Ranger, they got Explorer, they got the Expedition, they got the Navigator if you want to take that route. I mean, there's other things that they can get into, but majority of people are just into what they into and what has been promoted to them. So I kind of get it, man. But for you guys who got a Maverick, man, you can't have a Maverick without that grabber wing on that joint, man. You got to get one. I need to spend $300 and something to get me one, because I ain't rolling in this unless I get that grabber wing on the back of this, man. So, man, thank you guys for watching this episode of Build Something TV, man. Hope you guys were enlightened, man. Thank you guys so much for the support, man. And again, man, Austin, man, thank you so much for the support, man. I think I'm going to be doing the seats. I'm redoing them. They don't sit right for me. So I'm going to redo that. And then the next video probably talking about what happened to the Maverick, man. I mean, like, gosh, man, this thing is so cool, I think. You know what I mean? As I'm working on it and watching it take shape, man, I'm really starting to really like, what the heck happened to the car? Why people just don't dig it like that? And maybe some of you old school guys can really tell me what happened to it. I'm going to put my spin on it. I really never even touched on the Maverick deeply as a video by itself. We'll talk about it on the next video, man. I'll see you guys, man. Later.